Hello, hello.
All
Oi, oi.
right.
What's this? 9, is it? Or 8?
It's
No,
9.
8, I think.
No, it's
Oh,
9.
shit.
It's 9, is
Yeah,
it?
I
now.
finished it. I finished editing episode 8 today, I believe.
Oh, naughty. Naughty,
Lovely.
naughty. Little peek behind the curtain there for people listening.
Yeah,
Where's
we
this?
used to do it weekly, but
Too busy now,
life
aren't we?
got in the way.
Yeah.
It's all voodoo and cobwebs behind the scenes, isn't it?
That's it, yeah. That's it. Anyway, what's been going on?
Well,
Go on.
I don't think I told it on the pod, but last week I had a bit of a nightmare, I should say, because my other half bought a hamster. And the poor little sod, I won't bore you with the details, but the poor
God
little
for that.
sod, I know, the poor little sod escaped out of his cage, got under the floorboards. So it was very late at night. I'm ripping up the carpet, ripping up the floorboards. I get him. I get the hamster. He's all well and good.
What's his name?
Bullet the hamster.
Excellent.
Well, the problem is that we've had to take him to the vet because he spent a fair good hours under those floorboards, and I think he got some dehydration, so he's got a little water infection. Bless him.
I swear, mate. I swear to God. Those animals are
Jesus.
not built to have beak. I don't even think they're animals, really.
Do you know what it is with
You should keep
hamsters,
them in
right?
a fish bowl.
Do you know what it is, right? They are, like you said, Will, they are not built for like what they do, yet they do the most ludicrous shit, don't they?
Yeah. I don't think they're built for anything, to be honest. They're just built to
They're
sit
just-
there, do nothing.
They're just weapons of chaos, aren't they? They're
Yeah, they
weapons
are,
of
yeah.
destruction, mate.
Well, I'll tell you about
sow the seeds of
weapons.
destruction.
Weapons of chaos. Now, imagine how small a 12-week
I wonder
old
where you've
hamster.
going with that.
What a 12-year-old is.
Yeah.
Hiding beneath the floorboards.
But imagine how small a 12-week-old hamster really is. Like, it's not
I
going to be
imagine you
big.
could crush it in your bare hands and make yourself feel really powerful.
Pretty.
Like,
you could,
like Thanos.
yeah, like squeezing a Capri Sun.
Yeah, like Thanos.
So basically, where he's got this water infection, we took him to the vet. Vet checked him out. He said he's a nice, happy hamster, but the issue that you're having is more than likely a water infection. He's given us some antibiotics. Now, every day, I have to get the hamster out of his cage, pin the little bastard down, and try and inject antibiotics into its mouth. Now,
Oh,
imagine,
that's difficult.
I've got quite big hands, I'd say, right?
Sausage fingers.
Well, not even that, just the sheer size
Banana
of the
hands.
hands are quite big, right? Imagine this dainty little rodent in my hand and I'm pinning it down.
Do you know what's funny? I can imagine his face of absolute terror as you're pinning him down. Like, I imagine it's so horrific to look at.
You have to inject him.
Well, not inject, but I've got a syringe and I have to like put it in his mouth. Yeah, but he hates the taste. He can't stand the taste. It's like a bulldog chewing a wasp most of the time.
Has he told
when
you?
give it to him.
He
Well,
might love it.
No, he don't like that taste. Trust me, you don't. But yeah, pinning down a hamster and giving it medicine has been the highlight of my week so far.
Oh,
Well,
nice. Because the other week it was lost, wasn't it? Under the floorboard. So sounds like you're a nightmare.
Yeah.
Not fun.
So-
Not fun at all.
I mean, yeah, that's so much better than anything me and Will have done, I imagine.
Yeah, I mean, what have I done? Yeah, nothing actually. Cool.
No.
Well, you're having a break from touring, aren't you, Will? So
Oh yeah, that's
got to
true.
rest that voice, mate. Gotta rest that voice.
Some downtime in the hills, like Queen.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
It's all cocaine and hookers now, isn't it?
I'll tell you what I have done though, guys.
Cocaine and hookers.
well, that's nothing new, is it?
Rockstar.
What I have done is started growing a moustache.
Oh, that's hard.
I
mate.
noticed that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
noticed that the other day.
I
You
like
sent
that.
me a photo of your face.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, he's got a nice little.
Was you fishing for compliments there, Will?
Different to my
From
arse.
Alex. Yeah. Was that like you fishing for like Alex going, "Cool, do you know what, Will? What a fine moustache you've got
Fine
there."
gentleman right there.
I'll
I'll send you a picture now.
Now we've both said moustache.
With a funny face. It's like a beard stash. So I'm keeping the beard short, growing the moustache out a little bit.
I mean, okay. I mean, what moustache? Because I'm an avid lover of moustaches. I've got one on my finger tattooed, so I'm obviously
course.
like down to clown. But what is the moustache you're going for?
I don't know really. I wouldn't want to twirl it up at the ends. Maybe just a natural. It
Oh,
sort of
that's
naturally goes
so
like that.
sick though. That's so sick. No, but like that is ridiculously hard if you do that.
Yeah, I
Like
don't.
if you actually twirl it up at the ends, like not like over, but like like when they go over in a circle, that's a bit much. But just to make a nice sharp point is pretty sick.
Yeah, I could sort of do it on the sides, but I need to
Oh.
sort it out a little bit more. But
What's brought this on? Why are you
well, I'll be honest. It's pretty much because of Yellowstone.
absolutely.
Started listening to a
Okay.
lot more country music.
Oh, thank God for that, Will.
Yeah.
An
Thank
educated
God for
man.
that.
Yeah, mate. I know.
I mean, are you listening to old country, Will, or are you listening to new age country?
I prefer the contemporary stuff, man. The new stuff.
Okay.
Personally.
Have you been listening to any Luke Combs? Shout out Luke Combs.
Yeah, Luke Combs,
I don't know.
good
actually.
artist.
There's a
Sam
song called What'd you call me?
You heard?
There's a song called Hurricane by Luke Combs. Will, it's an absolute f***ing belter.
All right, mate. All I've had on is the Yellowstone official playlist. So
I imagine it's got some belters in it as well. Actually,
yeah, man. Zach Bryan.
Zach Bryan, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sick, man. You're getting there.
I mean, there is Lainey Wilson, but I'm not really sure. She's actually in it. She's actually in Yellowstone. She's all right.
Give it a couple of weeks, and I'll send you some proper country like George Jones, Waylon Jennings, and then I'll ease you into that as well.
All right, mate. Yeah, send it over.
Some very good artists being thrown about there.
Yeah, absolutely.
But should we get to the matter at hand, boys?
Let's do it.
Oh, mate, here we go. Getting into it. Let me just close the door in case it gets really raucous in here. Hold on. Boiling in here. Professional studio, obviously.
Obviously.
Right, I'm back, sweating like mental. Let's take the jacket off. Go on ahead. Go on without me.
All right, I'll go on without you.
This is the most unprofessional podcast there is on the market, I think. And I love it. I'm here for it.
It wouldn't be us if we weren't,
No, I'm so here for it. Go on, Alex. Sorry, whose turn is it? Who've got thrown the gauntlet?
Yes, it's my turn. Now I want to go back a few episodes where I said I had two stories, and I think it might have been around episode 6 that this happened. And episode 6 or 5, it was one of the two. I said that I had 2 stories, but I'm not gonna tell the story because I think it might be a bit too paranormal. So here's the story, basically. Now, it was a very long story, so I've had to just write down some key notes. So I can only give you the information that I have here. Otherwise, this episode would be about 3 hours long.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I have heard about this guy when this article came out. Now, this article came out in 2018. So it's an old one, but I think it's very good. Now, Josh, you love the paranormal as much as I do.
I absolutely do. That is true.
And this delves into it, but it delves into it in a way that could be believable, but is also very outrageous.
Okay, I'm liking it.
All right, well, let's get into it. I'll read you the headline.
Do
This guy paints the sex he allegedly had with aliens.
Oh.
Well. Okay, fair enough. I don't know.
Okay. I mean, this is actually not. I've actually read. I can't remember if I watched. It was probably. Let's be real. It's probably a YouTube. I was probably done a YouTube hole. But I feel like I've either read or actively seen a documentary about a woman who claimed to have sexual relations. This is actually a famous case. Like sexual relations with essentially what was an alien, but the alien was like, I can't remember what they call them. I think they call them Aryans, or like that's the type of alien that they are, and they're like normally blonde and blue-eyed, species, and they look like us, like humanoids, but slightly different. I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but she
Yeah, I've heard
she
of them.
claimed. Have you heard of this story, Alex? She claimed to like actually like, and he's taught her so many things about the world, and I think she had kids. It's like a really famous one, but yeah. So actually, I'm really intrigued to hear this story. I will say that.
I haven't heard that story specifically, but I have heard of the Aryans or whatever you called them. The way to describe them is very Swedish, isn't it? They
Yes, that's it. They look very. That is perfect. And,
yeah.
very and like very angelic.
yes.
Like perfect almost.
I will say now that to anyone who wants to see this guy's paintings, you can look them up. So after the pod, go and have a look for these paintings. His name will be coming up during the story. And I advise that you guys look at the paintings as well, not during,
Absolutely, I'm gonna do that.
maybe after. Have a gander at those, and
Right.
we'll see what you come up with after the show. But should I carry on?
Yeah, sorry, that was my fault.
I think I need more information. Other than other than you said they look Swedish, you know, they have the mannerisms, they've got the aesthetics of perhaps a Swedish person, you know, like you say, blonde hair,
Yeah.
clear skin, blue eyes, whatever. You don't reckon they were Swedish?
Swedish.
yeah?
Swedish with an alien mask. It was around Halloween.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
Go on, mate.
No,
Let's get into it.
Go on.
Yeah, let's go. Losing your virginity is supposed to be memorable. Most people look back on the act with affection and probably a little embarrassment. But David Huggins says the first time he had sex was more out of this world than most.
Ooh, I like that.
So there's a little quote from him here. Should I do the voice? It's from
mate.
Georgia. Should I do the voice? But I imagine him
Please
being
give it a
very,
go.
very southern, you know.
Southern. Real southern
I'll
baby.
I'll give it a go. When I was 17, I lost my virginity to a female extraterrestrial.
Very good.
That works for me.
Very good.
Oh, look at that. The 74-year-old says in a documentary about him called Love and Saucers. And then in true Forrest Gump fashion, he said, "That's all I can say about that."
Well, I mean, it's really not all you can say about that. That's a lie, straight off the bat. You don't drop the bomb of my first ever sexual encounter was with an extraterrestrial.
Yeah, and then start being all cagey about it.
Yeah, and then being all cagey, like you little tease.
Yeah.
Well,
we want to hear the naughty we want to hear a story of all the trimmings, don't we?
Of course we do. Like, what did it look like?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Well, you got to have a look at the paintings, haven't you? I'll tell you what, Will.
What's his name? What's his name? Tell me.
His name is David Huggins. And I'll tell you what, boys, just for the sake of the podcast, I will bring up...
I'm a visual learner anyway.
I will bring up some of the paintings. How about that?
Oh, yeah, all right then.
So I'll share my screen to you guys.
It's funny, 'cause I've just looked at Sun.
No, I'll share my screen
I
to you
found them.
guys. Come on,
Yeah, go on. I'll see it on the screen, but I have just seen them.
So these are the paintings that this guy is allegedly drawing.
Click on one.
So you guys can see this. This is David Huggins here, and this is one of his paintings.
Can I just say, he looks like an absolute chap as well. Like he's seen some shit. He's lived through every single he's lived through all the best eras.
He's lived through every epoch.
Yeah, he's lived through the 60s, and you can tell that geezer smoked some absolute fire.
Look at that one on the bottom right. It's sucking a titty.
Yeah. So these are all
with a
why
baby.
Is she also shoving a little baby at him?
Well, look, there's a lot more to it.
Blimey.
Mate, she looks just like it looks like Gene Simmons. He's shagging.
Yeah, it does actually.
So let's describe. Let's pick
wonders.
a photo. Let's pick a photo here. Let's find one that I have seen from the article. That might be the best way. So this one here. So let's just describe. Yeah. So for the listeners out there, I'm just going to describe of what we're looking at here. We are looking at. Yeah, it's very good. We are looking at a painting of a human woman's body.
A life-size painting, shall I say?
Yeah, life-size painting of a human woman body, with an alien's head. Now, when I say alien's head, we're talking the grey aliens, the ones that you will see when you think of an alien. You think
Yeah,
little
the
grey men.
standard.
Small grey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's got long black hair, so it
Like
looks
Paul.
a bit like like
Gene
Paul.
Simmons. Tell me it doesn't
Gene
look like Gene
Simmons.
Simmons.
It
Yeah,
does look like
or
Gene
even
Simmons.
Noel Fielding.
Yeah. Yeah, from the back it probably looked like Noel Fielding
So that's what we're seeing
mean-
here.
with the
And
tits and all.
yeah, so it's got a
Oh,
big old pair of milkers, and what it's doing is holding those milkers up.
a pretty trim body.
Yeah, pretty trim body. It's got all the normal anatomy that a human woman would have.
Yeah.
Now, what are we saying, boys? Are we saying we would?
It's just the head, isn't it? Really. Just put
Yeah,
a bag.
but, I mean,
Yeah.
everything else is like.
Put a bag over it. It'd be all right.
I mean, if you
No,
was at
no,
Halloween,
you can't have a bag. You can't have a bag.
Can't have
You
a
have
bag.
to have the full thing.
I'd just say it was a costume.
Yeah, I'll probably give it a go.
Who are you saying that to? Your psychiatrist in the mental home that you're in, like in the mental prison. Like.
Well, I need to get to know her first.
Yeah, I mean, do you know what? I think he might have actually been sexually assaulted. by
I mean,
someone.
there's every possibility.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
definitely his
that-
mum, isn't it?
I
It's his
think
mum.
he has been sexually assaulted by a woman stranger in a mask. Or yeah,
He,
I mean, yeah,
he loved it though. Look, he
it-
loved it.
Clearly
Jesus
loved it.
Christ.
Go on, mate.
So-
Let's hear a bit more about this. Let's hear a bit more. What's going on?
This is a good
So-
one, Alex.
I'll give you a bit more. The coitus in question allegedly went down in 1961 when Huggins was a teenager living on his parents' farm in rural Georgia. It was the first time extraterrestrials had appeared to him, and he had been seeing strange creatures since he was 8. But on this day, he was walking through the woods near his house. An alien woman appeared and seduced him.
Please let me go. Please
Go,
let
go.
me go.
Go ahead.
Right. So I said this guy for the viewer, well, listeners even. This guy looks like he's seen some shit. He looks like a really cool guy that you'd want to sit and have a drink with. He just looks like a cool guy, right? You said he was what, 18?
He looks like someone who should be on Hamilton's Pharmacopoeia.
Yes,
Do you know what I
he looks like such an interesting guy. Like, but
Yeah.
was
he what did you say
17.
was he was young teens.
He was
in the
17.
Right, okay, he was 17 in the 60s on a rural farm. He was definitely smashing LSD or something like that, or smoking hella weed.
He was
So-
smoking mad DMT, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Mate, he was like height of the like early 60s, just when he was all coming in. He lives on a rural farm. He's of that age. Like absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it does seem like it's alluding to that, I'll be honest.
One thing that I didn't put in the notes that I did read is that this wasn't the only encounter. And he actually
Okay.
thinks of her more of, say, like a girlfriend and a partner.
Yeah, because no one does LSD just once, Alex. No one does mushrooms just the once, do they? you don't do it the once, have that experience and go, oh, I'm never going to do that again. You go, fucking hell, I'm going to go and do that every day.
I imagine he's passed
I
out.
do not condone drug taking, FYI, I'm just saying.
He's passed out taking LSD, and a raccoon or a squirrel or so he's been nibbling on his
Has
balls, and he's
molested him.
climaxed, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
damn, little critters.
Like, that is, yeah, oh my God, 100% that's what's happened here. But okay, so obviously this is an ongoing thing now. He's courting this otherworldly being.
This alien bird.
Yeah, effectively.
Okay.
So there's another quote from him here that I can give you. Again,
Please,
we'll go
please
back
do.
to the accent. I'll channel my inner southern
You
Georgia.
have to do the accent now.
I thought, if anything, I'd been losing it in the backseat of a Ford, something like that, but it didn't quite work out that way.
No, it
I
seems
mean-
like he had a real, he had a real outer worldly experience, didn't he?
He's just a stereotypical southerner
It does seem
of
Yeah.
that way.
America.
Well, I
Jesus
mean, look.
Christ,
I don't know what accent he's got.
No. I'm not saying that your accent is spot on, but like the things he's actually saying, like why would you want to lose it the first time in the back of a Ford? At least pick a decent car. Well, Toys
With a
are
me-
decent, but I'm just saying, like,
with a member
in
of
the
your
back of
family.
I want to lose it in the back of a Maybach. Maybach music.
Maybach bands.
I put it in the back of my pickup truck.
One of those cars with the stars in the roof.
I want to do something fancy like.
Like Post Malone's always talking about. Do you know what I mean? Like, not in like, my Ford Fiesta.
Maybe he's just being pragmatic. Maybe he's just being realistic. You know.
I mean, that is proper country though, isn't it? In the
Let's-
back of a Ford. Like,
I'm
that's been
gonna-
said in
I'm-
so many songs.
yeah. Yeah. The tail down. I'm
Absolutely.
gonna try and see how far along this track I can get with being on his side before I think it's totally mental.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm digging this guy massively. He's a gnarly dude.
But we
I'll
reckon
give you.
at the moment he's just a bit of an experimentalist with the
Oh, that is without doubt, Will.
Hallucinogenics.
the dirty wonder weed.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's trying to expand maybe he has expanded his consciousness. Maybe this otherworldly being is from another state or like another consciousness that we can't tap into. So
That's what he means when he says alien. They're just from another state. Just across the
how
border.
did they get across the border?
He's an illegal alien.
We built a wall. We built a wall.
Go on then, mate. Go on. Let's hit us with the next bit.
According to Huggins, these visits from extraterrestrials and his sexual relationship with them continued into adulthood. So there you go. I did put it in the notes, and he is still f***ing these aliens.
Oh, do you know what?
He's not anymore though, is he?
No, he is, yeah.
Oh, he still
So
is he?
this gentleman is now 74 years old, and he is still going strong. I imagine he has to take a bluey, a little pill to get him going again.
Yeah. Well, maybe
Yeah.
not. Maybe she just uses her spells or something.
She's not a witch.
Spells. She's not a wizard.
Mate, how do you know?
Wingardium
How do you know?
Leviosa.
How do you know, mate? How do you know?
Go on, sorceress, do your spell.
Would you like a
That
bit
is-
more?
No, hold on. Okay. So he's got. So I was just going to ask. He probably hasn't had a sexual relationship with a real woman, has he?
It doesn't actually mention, or not in my notes.
He hasn't got a
Anyway,
wife
if you
that's
was to read-
saying, "Oh, it's just
You-
he's bought a convertible car. He's had his teeth done.
He's had a
You
mental
sounded so
breakdown.
disappointed.
He's
You
having a
sounded
midlife
so
crisis.
disappointed, Will. So disappointed in him.
I just thought, imagine that.
He
Imagine
has,
going through
he
your life
has
and
never
not
had
doing that.
sex with a.
He's never
what
done it,
made
has
you, What made you come to the conclusion? He has never had sex with a real woman, has he?
Well, he would be cheating, wouldn't he? Unless he's a dirty cheater, he would be cheating.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, no, true.
Unless she's a part of some hedonistic alien sex machine thing. Or maybe she just
Maybe-
maybe he just rents her. You never know, do you?
Maybe she watches her husband smoke DMT, walk out to the garden naked. He goes, "I'm off again. I'm leaving you." And she's like, "Okay, dear," like doing the dishes.
Yeah.
And he's like strolling into the woods behind their house naked. He lays down and just humps nothing, and like rolling around in
Yeah.
rolling around in absolute ecstasy. And then he comes in, he's like, "Shh," and like waves her off in her spaceship. And the wife's like, "Oh, what am I actually married to?" Like,
Yeah.
she watches him do it every day.
Yeah, comes back in with just a t-shirt on,
Yeah.
with
Where
a
have you been? He goes,
big
"Oh."
stubby on.
He's lying about he's even lying about he's going to work and that thing. He's told him he goes to work every day.
Yeah, comes in. He's got like dirt on his knees. He's like, where have you been? What have you been doing?
Just coming back from the old steel mill, where I work.
I was looking for something on the ground.
He passes out and she drags him back to like the front porch where they sip their lemonade and that. And the only thing behind him is just a trench where his knob's stuck in the mud.
Yeah, yeah. You've got
Mate,
dirt on
that's
your knob
so
again.
good.
What's going on?
Nothing. It's just the job I do.
It's just a job, I've got to take all my
mate.
clothes off.
You told me you was a miner, David. I am a miner. I'm mine for pussy.
She's not a minor. She's 27 years old. 27 million, in fact.
Can she tell us anything, or can he tell us anything more about this
Yeah.
this being?
Yeah, so I've got a little bit more here.
He's not been to Alton Towers with her, has he?
No,
I mean, that'd be
he's not.
random.
He's not
Well,
taking
that would be
the,
official.
I mean,
That would make it official, wouldn't it?
well, I mean, if he's flying all the way to the UK from Georgia, oh, she's got a spaceship probably, isn't she?
Well, it's that good, mate. It's that
Exactly.
good. Or Legoland.
He's got his driving license. Isn't he?
You'd come back, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, I've got a little bit more. I'm sitting under a tree and I hear a voice say, "David, behind you." And I turn around and there's this little hairy guy with a large glowing eyes coming straight towards me. I thought, it's the boogeyman. I didn't know what to think. He says in the film, another day, an insect-like being that reminded Huggins of a praying mantis appeared. I was terrified. He says, I was like, what in the world am I looking at? An 8-year-old, you don't know what to think. So, he's sitting under a tree. He hears a voice.
Yeah.
Something's behind him. He hears a voice, you know, I'm behind you or whatever.
Yeah.
And he sees a praying mantis.
Well, he sees two fellas, doesn't he?
Yeah, he saw
He sees
two fellas.
two fellas, doesn't he?
Well,
Well, you know
guess
them
so.
aliens are called like insectoids or something. They're like another race, like with.
mate,
like,
I
the
swear you're
greater
just
of
making
race.
these up.
So yeah,
No, I swear.
Insectoids.
No, I swear, they're called-
Insectoids.
I think they're called insectoids, and they're like another race. Like you've got the greys, the archons, the insectoids. You've
Reptilians.
got like reptilians, which are the archon, the Anunnaki, which are the same thing. But yeah, they're all like races. Hence, like Predator and Alien are a race. That type of thing.
Yeah, but they're not. Predator and Alien are not real.
No, I know. I'm giving you an example, a really good example as well.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I'll give you that. Two races of
test me,
aliens.
boy.
All right. So this praying mantis. I mean, I think we're right here. Growing up in the '60s. I mean, what can you say about that? Growing up in the '60s, and he's seeing praying mantises, and he's seeing insect-like beings.
So who?
It's hard.
Who introduced him? Who introduced him to his missus then?
Well, I imagine this is the missus, but it says here that
She's just ugly.
it just says here
no,
a
I don't-
hairy
You know, we
little
saw
guy.
her.
A hairy little
Yeah,
guy.
he said a little hairy guy.
So he thought it was the boogeyman. Didn't know what to think.
Sam Scrunch.
My only,
Did he run away?
well, no, he didn't. And my only thinking is
He
that
f***ed it.
when you look at the paintings,
Yeah, he's small
I'm
enough. He
gonna
could just grab him by the hairy body, just straight onto the cock.
It's like Deliverance. You lost, boy.
squeal, piggy.
Just just puts him on the ground and starts throating him.
It just goes to show that if never go deep south in America because you will get f***ing raped in the swamp. No matter who you are,
Yeah, you
they
just
will
hear
rape you.
Just hear the crickets going in the background. It's sort of like
Yeah, do you know what I mean? And a really shitty banjo playing a little tune.
So,
I
boys,
told you, insectoids.
Oh yeah, okay.
So this is the praying mantis thing he's seen. So he has done a painting of that.
New Jersey man who's lost virginity 20. Okay, yeah, this is the one.
Yeah. So that's the painting that he's
Yeah.
drawn of this
So
insectoid.
This might just be the wingman at the moment.
Yeah. It could be like an arranged marriage. It could be her dad. Now,
Yeah.
I've just flicked onto the next painting here, and you can see
Look at
that.
ET's in the corner.
Well, that's the praying mantis thing there. So there are clearly people watching this for maybe enjoyment
Hold on. So in the picture, there's a praying mantis on the left, just standing a little further back. There's two greys. I think I can see either side of another figure. Is the figure the alien with the
woman.
good body but the shit face?
Yes, the figure is the woman.
Oh,
Yeah.
so, wow, man, they're all like working together. 'Cause
Yeah,
all
so
different species.
maybe they're
Oh.
experimenting with his sperm to see if they can
Yeah,
make.
man. They're
See if it
milking him
tastes
like a
nice.
cow. They're milking him like a cow, man.
So
Oh, what? It's mad. He just got so mad so quickly.
Yeah, so I mean, that's what I'm saying. The story
Imagine
is
seeing that
very
fucking thing in the
paranormal.
corner. You'd swing for it, wouldn't you? Look at that thing.
I mean, you'd be so clearly aroused that if you wouldn't even think of that.
Boys, I haven't got much more. The only little bit that I have is once again saying that this David Huggins now paints that his encounters, and I do strongly advise anyone listening to look up these images,
Oh,
these
absolutely.
paintings that
But they're
he's.
actually not bad paintings, are they? Let's be real.
They're not. He's definitely an artist, definitely.
Yeah, con artist.
And well, that comes to my next bit of the fact that if you're really interested in this and you want to know more, check out the documentary. Love and Saucers is the name of the documentary that this gentleman has done to tell his story.
It does just seem to show. It just seems like all the pictures here. There's a picture of him being approached by this hairy thing with yellow eyes, and it just looks like all the shit you'd have to deal with if you were in the woods alone at night,
You know what we
high
need to
on
answer? Do you know what?
high on shrooms or something.
Will, do you know what question I need answering?
Go
That
on.
picture we saw of when they were like shoving the baby at him, almost like he was with the
Yeah.
woman, and the baby, like, there's obviously so much more to the story because
What's
those
he got to
paintings
say
are.
about that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like there's so much more to the story. Like he, and also if this just expand your mind just for 1 minute, right? Suspend reality and just say that this is true, right? And this really happened to him, and it just chose him, come down, and he done all this stuff. Now, wouldn't you ask it so many questions? Like, because obviously it feels if it, I guess they can feel affection, or whether it's like your consciousness connects or whatever. If it was real, like such a deeper understanding because they're so far advanced than us, wouldn't you ask it questions like about the world, and like you would surely have knowledge that would be so unfathomable.
Yeah.
And
You'd
if
think.
you're going to share this, you might as well, you would give that information as well, because you've got no reason not to, because people will just assume you were nuts. So you could say
Yeah.
the most outrageous thing, but you know it to be true, and no one would believe you anyway. So what have you got to lose?
Well,
Yeah.
obviously, a lot has been withheld due to there being a documentary. So,
Oh,
you'd have
okay.
to read the documentary.
Do you
But
reckon
I'm
he has
thinking,
predictions
lads,
If we
then,
can
like?
just speculate on this at the moment, there's a lot of pictures. I'm just looking at them now. So there was that one where there was like the praying mantis thing in the corner, and there was the two little fellas, and then there was the woman like approaching his bed. Yeah, there's got one up here where there's him on the bed and her on top of him, obviously going at it. That thing's still in the corner, so maybe he's just in. Maybe that's just what he's into. Maybe he's just
you're
into
cuckold, isn't
cucking. Yeah,
he? You're cucking.
Yeah, but
There's a
like,
couple actually. There's a couple of them.
if you type in, right. Oh no, I was gonna say if you type in love and saucers and actually look at like the back of the book or the case of some kind, it looks like the book. There's so many different aliens he's drawn. So like, and there's so many scenarios. Like
Yeah,
there's no like he's gone to their
it's like The
ship.
Simpsons, isn't it?
Like he's gone to their
All the
ship.
characters.
Oh my god! In one of them, it looks like he's being held down by loads of little greys and actually molested. I'm gonna send
Well,
this to you
I'll
guys
tell you
right
what.
now. I promise you
Right.
now, this is actually nuts.
I'll tell you what,
This
boys. If you
is.
think that this isn't enough
Yeah, I see it. I see it.
information,
That one.
if this isn't enough information to be given for you to give your verdict, should there be a part two?
I think what we should do is we all go away and watch it,
Yeah, man,
and
this
then
is so crazy. I
we'll
love
see.
this.
I think I've got that picture, man. Yeah, there's like four of them around him, and he's like in his pajamas. He's like massive right next to a really tiny house.
Oh, man,
No,
I've got.
no.
I'll put it in the group. Look in the.
Oh,
Look
that's
in the
another
chat,
one.
man.
Oh, what?
That looks
So
sinister.
weird.
That looks
So
sinister.
what we're seeing here is now 6 aliens surrounding him, with one alien, the seventh alien, pushing what looks like 8-year-old David Huggins into the ground by the head.
What? It can either be
Yeah.
really sinister,
No, I think they're
or
like
maybe
helping him out,
yeah, or maybe they're like maybe he's
consoling
scared or
him or
something,
something.
and they're consoling him. Yeah, that can be taken both ways. You need context for this. This is too
This
this
is
is too
mad.
deep. I'm loving it too much. I need to watch documentary.
I think that's what we'll have to do. But for the time being, we can speculate before we
Yeah, we'll
obviously get
speculate.
the
We'll
big
speculate an
picture.
answer. We'll
Are
come
we
back next
a
week.
two-parter?
We're going to have a two-parter here.
Yeah,
Jeez,
that's
we're
good.
doing two-parters now, yeah? Come on.
We'll have to watch the documentary. We'll speculate for now and see if your answer changes.
Okay.
And I urge other people to watch this documentary, Love and Saucers. David Huggins is the artist and man in question.
Hey, man.
Even if you don't watch the
Sick.
documentary, read the article that I found from Vice, and even look at some of the paintings because they are surreal.
They are.
Yeah, they are pretty mad.
But wicked, though, in their own right.
Yeah, they are.
Like, I would have some of these paintings, like,
Quite
legit in
beauty
my
to
house.
them, isn't there?
Like,
Yeah.
in my house, like, just, like, legit. Like, maybe not some of the sexually aggressive ones, but the other ones, they're pretty sick, man.
Yeah, that's mad. I just want to know where this. I just want to know where this praying mantis comes into it because they already look pretty alien, don't they? Really?
What is alien?
Yeah.
Why is the question?
Well, it depends what country you're in.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Just joking. Just joking.
Well, boys, I'd like to get your verdicts. Josh, I'll start with you. What's your half of your verdicts from what you've heard today? Not from seeing the documentary, not from looking any more into this. What is your verdict?
Okay, I will give you my verdict, but you knew that I would love this one, and I'm so invested now. Just looking, I now see the one you mean by the hairy guy with the eyes. You know who that is supposed to, who is that is supposed to be?
Not
No?
Jesus from episode 7 in the wood.
No, it's supposed to be
That fella who sits on
Mothman.
a cone. Mothman.
Yeah, because he's like another like
Mothman.
UFO cryptid, isn't it?
Mothman is a cryptid, yes.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
I believe that it's
It's all
supposed to
this
be
urban
Mothman.
legends and shit, is it? It's like the Wendigo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly.
So okay, cool. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I sidetracked. So I'm gonna absolutely 100% say this is life.
Yeah.
On what basis? On what basis are you saying that this is life?
One, because I really want to believe it. I really want to believe that I want to believe that this is true. Although I also am pretty hard on my theory that he is just under a lot of mind altering substances.
Yeah.
There is
I
that.
think that's more likely. So, but I have watched the documentary, but no, I'm sticking with This Is Life. This Is Life.
Okay, Will.
Yeah. I mean, I'm inclined to say this is life. There's a lot of evidence and stuff, and this is life in the sense that I believe that he believes it.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I'm
I
always
know you're
very
very skeptical on
about this
type
shit
of thing.
anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How
because they're
can
all
you
the
be?
same sort of nutters, though. Really.
Don't call
It's
us
not that
nutters, Will.
It's not that I don't believe that there's alien life out there. The chances are, in my humble opinion, that there probably is somewhere, at least
There has to
somewhere.
be.
Whether
Yeah.
they've visited us or not, I honestly don't even get invested in that question because it just seems ridiculous at this point, or kind of
Redundant.
pointless. Yeah, redundant. It just doesn't seem to affect me. I'm not particularly bothered by it. But I'd probably say this is life. Like this guy, he clearly. I mean, he's done. There's a documentary about it that we have to watch. All this stuff that I guess at least tells his story. So I imagine it's not just a fella sitting on a cone playing Fortnite again, which
Yeah,
seems like you
exactly.
think what sort of fucking mental case does that to have a shit through a cone? This guy's seems like he's devoted his life somewhat to what he believes is the truth. So I'll give him that, and I'll say this is life. I think.
Yes, well done.
I
Will.
reckon. Yeah, but yeah, we'll see on the when we watch the documentary.
Yeah.
What about
So
you, man? What are you thinking?
we're going to go away. We're going to watch this documentary and we're going to give our final verdicts. But for now, I agree with both of you that this is life.
Yeah.
Not on the basis that he is under any mind-altering drugs, not under the basis that he believes it. So that's why I'm saying it. I'm purely saying it because I am a big alien believer. I do believe.
Yeah.
And what's to say that they wouldn't come down on a lonely farm where they're not going to be seen by many people, but they've watched this child from the age of 8 years old got to a teenager of 17 and gone, well, he's fully developed into a man by that point. Let's see and experiment with his sperm to see if we can procreate with another race.
Yeah, they might have been in contact with him from 8, where they've probably done it to loads of kids, where the kids maybe told the parents, or you don't know, or like something like that, or really freaked out. But he's been the first one that hasn't actually freaked out seeing them. And then they've built a relationship from when he was 8 to when he was that age, and then maybe one did actually fall in love with him.
And that is my reasoning of saying that this is life.
Pretty far out, mate.
Man, that is absolutely gnarly, and that is a trademark film idea of ours that we are going to pitch to Netflix.
Shh, don't tell them.
No, and we will make sure. I mean, I'm just saying, like, that is he's made a documentary, but we'll just change the names.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
on that basis, boys, it is a hat trick. It is 3 This Is Lives. All different reasonings for that, but that is the verdict on part 1 of this episode.
So
part
sick.
2 will be coming next week.
We've got to come up with a snappy name for this episode. Alien
Sluts 7, part 1.
Sluts 7, yeah.
I've seen that one.
Alien Sluts XL. Aliens with dicks.
Aliens with dicks. It's only guys with tits, never aliens with dicks. Just before we go, if you would like your story submitted and read out on the podcast anonymously, or if you want all of your dirty laundry spread to the world, then please go to thisisntlife.sub@gmail.com. Alternatively, hook us up on the Twitter.
Yeah.
And check out all of the stuff that we post. Check out the YouTube shorts. Check out the YouTube videos that I mean, personally, I'm not tooting me on, but I've spent many hours.
Alex does spend a lot of time doing them.
Stock footage. It's great.
And my son thinks they're absolutely hilarious, actually. Alex, you're a pretty cool uncle right now, I'll be honest.
That's good. That's good to know.
There you go. So that's it.
Yeah.
This is life, and this has been This Isn't Life. That's a bit confusing, isn't it?
No, this is life, isn't it? This is life.
This is.
Well, it's my life.
Oh, sorry, I got it the wrong way around. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. I won't interrupt you anymore. Sorry.
You better not, boy. Get back in your cell.
This has actually been my favourite episode, guys. I'm going to go for it and say it right now.
Oh, there you go. Maybe not the funniest to some.
What I might do.
How's it,
Josh? I might get some of those gummies, mate, and next episode. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, so maybe actually, I'm sorry. Let the listeners decide. Maybe this episode's been shit, but I just think everything's like been amazing. So maybe I'm in the same kind of.
I think we have an
state of consciousness as what's his name?
David
Huggins.
David Huggins.
Yeah, I'll in DH, mate.
DH. Yeah. That's his name now. DH. Next episode's just going to be referred to as DH. Daddy Huggins. That's what she calls him. That's what she calls him, isn't it? The alien calls him. Oh, Daddy Huggins. Well, boys, that is the end, and that is it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent. Pleasure.
Part 2 coming to your ears. Coming in your ears, I think.
Is
a nice way to put it.
We have to do some actual research for this one. Mad.
Yeah.
Can't just show
actually
up.
watch a little documentary. Do some homework.
Yeah.
And there we go. Right. Bye, guys.
Cool. Bye now.
Bye-bye.